Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? This is my hangout. It's not going to be very long though. We're live right now. It's Psalms 124. We're looking at, if it hadn't been for the Lord who's on our side, now Israel may say, if it hadn't been for the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us, they would have swallowed us up quick. And sometimes we think of men as somebody external to ourselves, but it was just humanity as well, the bad side of humanity swallowing us up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that scripture is, and I truly believe that because man, it is tough. Let me talk to you guys now about what we're going to get into because I got to get into what I got to say real quick, so we get into it real fast. How you guys doing, by the way? Shout out to everybody in the chat section, all those also viewing this stream. Let me show you guys what it is exactly we're going to be talking about. So first and foremost, I got my letters sent in to via postal mail, so it's off and on its way, and that's an awesome thing. And I just wanted to tell you guys that I hope whoever had to post their stuff today. I know that Damien Anton Vincent, he posted stuff earlier, so he's already in on schedule for what he has to do. But for the rest of you guys that have to post today, I hope that you get your stuff in. I've seen a number of people on Twitter posting their stuff away, and people are going to post tomorrow. Keep it going. Remember, the update is there's a couple of thousand letters that went into Warner Brothers so far. That's the update that somebody said was happening. But as you can see here, there's a lot more people to send in their letters. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, in terms of polling, I've seen increased polling on Twitter, and that's really awesome. I just want to give you some updates on those different polls. So you know my poll, which is this one. And just a reminder to all of you guys again, Wednesday, we will be starting polling. The same poll will be given out on Wednesday. I'm giving people notices on Twitter. I'll come back later on this afternoon. I got to go out to work right now. But basically, there'll be a notice about the poll, and you guys will see the poll, and you guys have to go out there and vote. And then if you can, pin the poll on the top of your post or retweet the poll. Whatever you do, it's really awesome. All right. So we're trying to contact also strategic people in Twitter and see how many people we can get to do the poll. You know, the numbers will really matter. As you know, the petition has close to 200,000 people who signed the petition. So if we can get anywhere in the vicinity of that, 50,000, 10,000, anything like that, that would be great. Okay. Just want bigger numbers for the next poll. Now, here's some other polls that are on Twitter. So Sam, the sci-fi Stan, he actually on August the 12th, the day after I posted my poll, he saw my poll and he decided to check and see how many people actually would support with reference to Rehire James Gunn movement and release the Snyder Cut movement. He wanted to see what the percentage of people would be that would either support either movement. And it so happened he got 534 votes. And 6% wanted to rehire James Gunn, and 94% wanted to release the Snyder Cut movement, which is, of course, a movement with a lot more momentum. So this is another poll, again, supporting the release the Snyder Cut movement, 534 votes. It'd be nice if we can get a bigger poll. And then we have yet another poll that was conducted very recently. It's 2 days left in the poll, 991 votes. And this one is about if the Snyder Cut came out, how many of you guys would watch it? So this is very interesting. 86% said they would watch it because they love Zack Snyder's movies. 9% said just for curiosity, so that's very interesting. 3% said no, and 2% said I hate Zack Snyder. So this is a very interesting poll again, and the numbers are very interesting. Of course, he's trying to get Antoine is another guy running the poll on Twitter. So we had Sam, Antoine, myself, and Antoine also ran another poll which had to do with BVS, or was it Antoine or somebody else was running a poll on what people thought about BVS, if it was a masterpiece, whatever. These polls are very important because they give us feedback on what people are thinking out there. Hopefully we can get these polls to get to a broader audience. I think that it's a good idea for Fiona Zhang to also put up a poll on her website. But again, that poll would not be one that would be unbiased. It would probably be all those people who want to support the Snyder Cut movie. So maybe it may be a quantitative poll where you say, if you like the Snyder Cut movie, just simply sign here or signature or petition or something. I don't know. But there already is a petition out there. So she probably attached that already to the movement. So anyway, the snail mail movement, we have a number of polls running. So this is great. I hope we can keep more polls going and wider audiences that we could reach. That's the key here. Let me show you guys something else. Let me see what else it is. Oh, yes, this is beautiful. So Phantasm hashtag release the Snyder Cut says, when filmmakers see the potential of comic books and their top priority is to make a quality film instead of making silly movie bordered on parody just because it's based on a children's book, you get these kinds of movies here. And it's truly, you know, I was talking to another guy very recently on Twitter, and he was talking about how, you know, what's wrong with having comic book heroes tell jokes. And I explained to him, there's nothing wrong with a comic book hero per se telling a joke. Come in just now. Telling a joke. I have to go, family, somebody's calling me. But it is something where when you just have straight jokes. I mean, come on, guys. You know, from Ant-Man onwards, we had mainly films from the MCU, which were joke films. It was like every single character was making a joke, and it was regular, right? We started with Ant-Man, then we went on to Captain America Civil War, which has jokes in them, and at certain points where there shouldn't even be jokes, you know, and it's very annoying. Then we moved on from Civil War to, I believe, what was the other movie? Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is not a movie where you have jokes all the time. You know, they forced the character into a mode of jokes. And then they moved from that to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is a movie where the characters are joke-filled. So you expect that, the same character, James Gunn movie. You know, after the first Guardians of the Galaxy 1, they really went up with the jokes, I thought. After that, we had Spider-Man Homecoming, was just full of jokes. It was a comedy again. We finally got a break with Black Panther where we didn't have no jokes. And then we went back to Infinity War, straight up jokes again, straight through the movie. We had Thor Ragnarok, a straight up comedy. You know, the only one that broke the thing, and it still had jokes in it, was Black Panther, where they were making jokes nonstop. And I'm like, why? You know, why? You know, it's annoying. So I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. And you know, the jokes are not even funny, man. Some of their jokes are just not funny. But if you look here at this post here, see if I can open it up a little bit more here. I want to show you the films. And when you're making quality films, the difference, you know, Batman 1989, yes, it had some jokes. Yes, it was kind of somewhat theatrical. But for the most part, you felt the seriousness in it. And it wasn't jokes every second. In fact, Batman 1989 was not a jokey film, right? Well, you can't call it a comedy. You know, Batman Returns, same thing. The Crow was a fantastic movie. Again, a very serious movie. Now, all of these movies were in the 80s to the 90s. Okay, Blade came out in the 90s. X-Men was a fantastic film. Very little jokes. In fact, if you look at every single X-Men movie to date, they have all not been filled with jokes. They don't have humor. They have dark humor, and it's very bland, right? Blade 2 came out. We had Spider-Man, the very first Spider-Man, fantastic movie, no jokes, right? Road to Perdition, fantastic movie, no jokes. Batman Begins, fantastic movie, no jokes. You know, History of Violence, fantastic movie, no jokes. V for Vendetta, fantastic movie. There are some very bland jokes in there, or touches, no jokes. The Dark Knight Returns, even though you got the Joker in it, it's not really a laughing matter. This is the kind of things we have. And when you look at great movies, they generally don't. It's not just about hee hee ha ha. Now, Iron Man had some jokes in it. I really particularly liked the first guy who was playing his sidekick, or the guy who was in the military. I really preferred him to the recent guy that's there. Watchmen had very little jokes, even though, again, it's based around a joke, which is the comedian. The whole story is based on a joke. X-Men First Class, hardly any jokes. Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, hardly any jokes. The Legend, The Dark Knight Rises, hardly any jokes. Judge Dredd had some jokes in it, so we can't, you know, there was some humor in that. Man of Steel, hardly any jokes. The Wolverine, hardly any jokes. X-Men, Days of Future Past, hardly any jokes, because you got stakes. It's a film of stakes, okay? Batman v Superman, hardly any jokes. Logan, hardly any jokes. Wonder Woman had some jokes in it. Situational humor, and again, characters are not compromised. It's not about just telling slapstick humor or jokes. You know what I'm saying? When you look at these legendary films that we're talking about here, all right, they have tons of them. And in recent time, we had Logan, we had Wonder Woman. Okay, we had X-Men Days of Future Past very recently. We had the Wolverine very recently. We had Man of Steel. We had The Dark Knight Rises. We had X-Men First Class. We had Watchmen. That was somewhat recent, not very, very recent. That's about almost 8 years ago. Okay, The Dark Knight, and so on. And it's really weird to hear people say, well, DC decided to do dark movies after the Dark Knight trilogy. No, 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 no. DC been doing dark music movies. They were the first to introduce dark movies, dark comic book movies. Okay, so that's not true. So I just wanted to point this out to each and every one of you and show you what the movement's doing, show you what's up. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me first. And then, you know what, I'm going to boogie in a minute. Let me just check and see what's going on here to make sure everything is good and hunky-dory with you guys. Or if you can't hear audio, that would be shit. Okay, good. My audio is out there. All right, man. So guys, maybe it's a time in the day and you guys haven't picked up what's happening. You'll see this stream after I'm gone. But that's basically what I wanted to talk about. It was just a quick update on my letter. It's out there. We got it going. We got a couple other straight from Twitter. This is my poll. We got a poll from Sam, the Sci-Fi Stand, that was run. And 534 votes, 94% want to release the Snyder Cut, 6% want to rehire James Gunn. He put, you know what? I don't think, you see, the problem, Sam, if somebody can get this to Sam, Sam needs to make sure he has the hashtags in there. When he has the hashtags, now people who are following the rehire James Gunn movement and the release the Snyder Cut movement will see the hashtags, and then they will be able to vote. So I think he forgot to put in the hashtags. Probably that's why the voting was so one-sided. Then you got Antoine. He's got some feedback here, so you guys can check that out on Twitter. And you also got Phantasm, who was pointing out a very good, valid point that really solid, good movies, whether critics think they're good or not, the really good movies out there, if you look at them, some of them are comedies, okay? You have some but smart comedies. Comedies are the different. And all of these movies that we're pointing out here, each one of them is unique. They're not trying to emulate or copy one another. And that's what I like about these movies. They're separate, they're unique, they're creative, okay? You can't say that that's what's happening in the MCU. It's formulaic. They're doing a formula, and they have a fan base that will gobble up all the crap that they do. Nobody speaks bad about the MCU. And so as a result of that, they get to rehash rubbish over and over again, and they don't even do it properly anymore, okay? And that, to me, is why I don't really care about the MCU, okay? After Infinity War, it told me it's just a bunch of crap. Ant-Man that came off after Infinity War, same shit. Comedy, jokes, the same shit. I haven't even seen Ant-Man, but we know how the story goes with them, right? We know what's going to happen with Captain Marvel, same shit, right? So at the end of the day, is this what WB wants to follow after? They want to do these kinds of movies. This is what they want, a joke fest, a laugh, a hee hee ha ha. Then I am not in that, because I'm looking for things that can stand the test of time. I'm looking for movies when you tell me about movie, it can fit into this catalog of movies right here. Okay, this catalog of movies are some of the best comic book movies out there. I want to mention some others: Unbreakable, Split, and Glass. That's coming out I'm looking forward to Glass. These are good movies. These are movies that, again, they don't follow some formula or some sort of norm, and they're not movies where they take the characters as jokes. I really prefer those kinds of movies. You have other movies like Sin City. You got movies like we got a bunch of comic book movies that came out recently as well and were really good. And my point being, if you look at it, Spawn should come out sometime in the future. We look forward to that as well. And just a brilliant way how the directors put these films together, how they even create their universes or their trilogies or whatever. That's what you want. You want unique perspectives. You don't want to see the path that has already been trod. So when I see the populace, the Marvel, so-called Marvel fans trying to bash the DCEU for doing something different and unique and special and something lasting and something you can get stuff out of it. I even heard an MCU fan who I talk with sometimes on occasion, and he was telling me how, the DC characters have deeper meaning and, they bring out deeper virtues and value. I'm like, dude, if you're saying that and you're still an MCU fanboy and you're trying to bad talk to DCU or you don't believe in DCU, then dude, just roll. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what movies should be about. Movies shouldn't be the path that's already been trod. So when people were saying that the DCU is doing something different and they should do it like Marvel, I was like, that's stupid. That's like stupid. Have you seen the history of comic book movies? Have you watched at other comic book movies? Transformers doesn't do their movies like the MCU. Sony don't do their well. Sony's now doing their movies like the MCU, but Columbia Sony. But you know, Fox wasn't doing their movies like the MCU. So why? Just because now we have a universe, the DCEU, it must do it like the MCU? Come on, man. Come on. You know, another guy, he told me I'm a DC fanboy for saying that. I'm like, dude, I can call movies right now you don't know names to. Okay, so shut the hell up. Okay, shut up. Besides that, there are some MCU movies I actually like, and I think they're pinnacle MCU movies. Captain America, the First Avenger, obviously, is my first pinnacle movie. Iron Man's another one, as well as we have now Black Panther. These are three really good movies. You know, some people include The Winter Soldier. That's not personally one of my all-time great movies. I think that the Russo brothers, have not made for me yet a movie that I can say is high caliber. You know, Captain America, the First Avenger was a high caliber movie. The other movies with Captain America in it have not been high quality movies. Okay, that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I can give you reasons why I say that, though. Okay, the evolution of Captain America in the very first film. You guys need to go back and watch that film, because that film, the character actually evolves and becomes a character that's worth something. Every other Captain America film, he's not evolving. He's stagnant. He has not grown. He's getting different gear. He's getting different tools, but he's not evolving. Okay, Thor has evolved more than Captain America throughout his course. Captain America has not evolved as a character. That's very important for you guys to remember. All right. That's why there's no way those other movies will ever trump the very first Captain America film that was done by Paramount at the time, and Marvel was under Paramount. Again, Marvel was under Paramount for the first Iron Man film, which is why it came out so radical, and the music even was radical. And now the music's kind of, you know, just a rehashed sort of superhero, flake down generic music. And the storyline for Iron Man has become very generic. Okay, they're playing on his so-called bad boy image. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna do me, right? That's what they're playing on for the last couple of movies. All right, and there's no evolution with Iron Man either. Okay, he has not evolved much, and this is very important for people to understand, because a lot of people don't even understand that when you look at these characters, they're superficial characters, and they're great for kids. You know, kids can go watch the MCU and get fun. Kids love anything. All right, you put them to watch the DCU, you put them to watch the MCU, they're gonna love both. And if their parents say, okay, the MCU is crap and the DCU is great, they'll say that. If you say the DCU is crap and the MCU is great, they'll say that. You look at the two kids who were talking about Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut, and the little boy was like, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. His sister had to correct him and say, hey, homie, no, we DC fans. If it wasn't for that, the little boy, he'd be hyped on Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? He watched Spider-Man Homecoming. He liked it. You know, that's how kids are. Kids are open. They don't have no biases. They have no, you know what I'm saying? Kids will enjoy any flick you put in front of them. It's just some of the flicks that you put in front of them, probably not for their age range. But again, it can lead to, if you're a responsible parent, discussions with them that can allow for a discussion that will lead to something of consequence. All right, the rain has stopped, the sky's clearing up, I can go out there and do something. But so you know, kids will enjoy anything. You give them Watchmen to watch, they're gonna watch Watchmen. Okay, and kids, they're very reactive, they're very sincere. They may not catch everything. So, like for instance, Batman v Superman. Very recently, a guy he put Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, for his two kids to watch. And his kids enjoy Man of Steel. They love the flying part of it, of course. When it comes to Batman v Superman, they saw that Superman died. The little girl cried. The boy, he was like, man, you know, he was wondering, you know, he was a little bit down at the end of the movie. And that's understandable. And my point being, kids, so I don't even understand why Warner Brothers would say, oh, we need to make movies for the kids so we can get the kids into the theater. Look, man, you ain't going to get the kids into the theater, Warner Brothers. Listen, you got a different demographic altogether. You ain't going to get the kids into the cinema if the parents ain't want to go. You know, kids might clamor, oh, man, I want to see this movie. The parents will be like, all right, let's go. They'll go once and they ain't going to go again. Okay? And you think you can get more tickets that way. And Warner Brothers, the problem with Warner Brothers, here's the problem with Warner Brothers. They think for some reason, and I don't know if they're listening to Jeff Johns or who they're listening to, but they think for some reason You shorten up a film, you get in more runtime. So you're going to get to play the film multiple times in a day. And if you cater to kids, you're going to get more families into the cinema. And, you know, more families would go with their children. It don't work like that, Warner Brothers. That's what we're trying to tell you, especially with this demographic. The way how this works is like this. If the movie is good, like, for instance, Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, you're going to have a lot more adults going to see the movie, no doubt about it. But in the end, some adults will carry some children into the cinema after. You're going to get kids in the cinema. Now, the parents will have to be responsible how they dictate and tell their kids about it and discuss these issues, which are good issues to discuss currently. But at the end of the day, you have not compromised the director's vision. You still get that audience. You will get a big audience because some movies, nobody was saying anything when Christopher Nolan did Batman Begins, when he did The Dark Knight. Nobody said anything about The Dark Knight Rises. Everybody was on board. Nobody was talking about the kids then. So why are we talking about the kids now? The kids will enjoy movies regardless. It don't matter. Now you got to have responsible parents to carry them in. All right, Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight made moolah. Okay, The Dark Knight Rises was not as good as The Dark Knight, but it also made moolah. You telling me Batman v Superman, the ultimate cut, wouldn't have made moolah? You have to keep the integrity of your directors. And it's just something that I don't know why Warner Bros. Can't understand. It's simple. This is simple understanding of film. You know, as a fan, I know this. So when I listened to what's his name? The president or vice president of Warner Brothers. I forgot what his name is. Not DC Films now, Warner Brothers. Toby Everett, saying how, you know, some films, they're good, they have long legacy, and in time, 10, 20 years, they will do well and whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then he turns around and says, but, you know, we want films that are good, made by good filmmakers, you know, that, you know, my kids could be excited about, you know, that my kids were saying they weren't excited about some of the DCEU films, but they're excited about Aquaman. I'm like, dude, you still missing the point. Wonder Woman was not supported by kids. Okay? Kids went and saw it, yeah, but it was supported by adults. They still are missing the mark in terms of demographic. And for some reason, they don't get it. It's not about carrying your families into the cinema with Warner Bros. It's about producing films that are good films. First and foremost, don't let people badmouth your films. Control your PR. And on top of that, now, when people are excited for it, just like they did with Christopher Nolan's film, just like they were excited about Tim Burton's films, all the films that knocked out the ball out of the park, some of them were controversial. I never liked Christopher Nolan's films. He brought some controversy. I didn't like him. But people liked them, and so they went in. If you like something, you're going to go in and see it. There's another thing I want to talk about. You know, they're talking about, I see some people saying, don't boycott these films. And then some other people coming around saying, boycott Warner Brothers films. I'll never tell somebody to boycott, and I'm never going to tell them not to boycott. I tell them, you go, you watch the trailers. If you think this film is interesting to you, go see it. You know, I would advocate for people to go see a film if I thought the film was good. So I give good word of mouth. I'm never going to tell people don't go see a film. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to tell them that. But at the same time, if somebody decides to say, boycott this film, and you ain't seen the film yet, or you've seen trailers and you like what you saw in the trailers, why would you listen to them? You know, DCEU fans, we are intelligent people. We are going to go see a film if we think it's worthwhile to go see. So for each and every DCEU fan, you should make up your own damn mind as to what you want to do. If you want to go support the films, go support the films. If you don't want to go support the films, don't go support the films. It's that simple, you know, and nobody should label anybody a boycotter for deciding, nah, I'm good. I don't want to see Aquaman. And at the same time, nobody should call somebody a coon or somebody supporting the bad things that Warner Bros. Is doing because they say, man, I'm interested in Aquaman. I think I'm going to go see it. That ain't right. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be people who say, you know what? That's up to you. If you want to go see it. If I tell people I'm not interested in Aquaman right now, that don't make me a DCEU fan who's trying to destroy the DCEU. I'm just not excited about it. What do you want me to say? Oh, man, you know what? I'm not excited, but I'm going to still go see the movie. You crazy? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get my butt out of here. I don't go see cinema all the time. So You know, I didn't even go to see what's that movie? Ant-Man. I didn't go see Ant-Man. You know, I didn't go to see Infinity War in the cinema because I wasn't excited about it. Why would I? If there's a film I'm not excited about, why am I going to see it? To do what? Validate my lack of excitement and my disinterest in it and get angry? I'm not going to go to a film, pay money, and get angry about the film. Hell no. If I don't want to go see a film, I'm not going to see a film. Similarly, if I want to go see a film, I'm going to see the film. And that's what you have to do. Mission Impossible 6. I got to go see that because I'm interested in it. You know, I'm looking at Predator. I may go see Predator. I may not go see Predator. I'm on the fence right now with Predator because the 2 trailers that came out, the first one, which is an unofficial trailer, it was a comedy fest, and I was not into that. The second one that came out really kind of built a suspense and stuff. I don't know what kind of movie it is. If it's a laugh fest, then I'm probably not going to go watch it, right? Because I feel like they're trying to do remakes of these characters like Predator. Predator was a movie that built on suspense and drama, and the original Predators was not a comedy. So when you come and you try to give me a comedy off of Predator, I'm probably gonna spit in your face and say that ain't Predator. I don't want no parody of Predator. I want real Predator. You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully they do that. Hopefully they give us a remake, a successor of Predator that's worthy of us really considering. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you guys have already sent your stuff out there, what I'm going to do right now, though, if there's some of you online right now, is I'm going to do a little quick poll right now on YouTube. Okay? I hope you guys are cool with that. We're going to do a quick poll right now. Okay? So hold on a second. And Jibril Ramsey, what's up, bro? You are on display everywhere. I'm going to try and come out of this. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me come out of this so you guys can see me. It's kind of dark in here, though. So I don't know. I don't know what the beat will be. Yeah, it's kind of dark. This is my room. I'm like a shadow here. Turn on the light. All right, so you can see me now. I'm supposed to go out for work. It's a weird day. It's kind of sunny, but it's still overcast. So I'm not gonna make much business today. But I'm geared up to go out there and see what happens. So yeah, with the Snyder Cut, I want to see how many of you guys support the Snyder Cut. This is how we're gonna do it. You're going to very simply, if you want to, right now in the chat section, if you support the Snyder Cut, I want you to, if you're the first person, put #1 and then put #release the Snyder Cut. If you're not, then put #1 #TC. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. And all you do is you look for the number above you and you go one more. So if you're the second person, then it's #2 #release the Snyder Cut. If not, then put depending on what number is for TC, you put TC there. All right, guys, start doing that in the comment section. I know there's not a whole lot of you. I wish I had been able to. That's just see what we got in this small poll. If everybody's on the same page, it's not a problem either. All right, let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Jabril Ramsey says, "Yo, what's up, Anderson? Shout out to you, man." Jabril Ramsey says, "Very stupid catering to family." What's that about? What's that about? What's very stupid catering to family? I'm not too sure what you're talking about. W Mir says, "What's up? What's up, W Mir?" So you guys, if you're still around, if you're hearing me right now, do me a favor. If you're the first person, put in the chat section, put #1, release the Snyder Cut, or if you're the second, #2, release the Snyder Cut. If it's your TC you want, put #1 and contact some other people. Tell them a poll is running right now on YouTube. You can go around YouTube doing that right now, so we can get some people as we're in this stream. I just want to see what's happening with everybody here. And let's see, we're going to keep it running a little bit longer just to see how many people would actually buy into this stream. All right. Okay, so that's basically all I got to say for now. So let's just run this stream for a little bit. I'm going to give it about 10 minutes. 10 minutes more, 4:25. I'll end everything. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I have no problem. Let me just say one time. The MCU is doing fine. They have their fan base and everything. I have no problem with people saying, look, man, the MCU, their characters are the way they are. They don't superhero movies. They don't think that superheroes should be taken that seriously. And so they have jokes there to relieve people, their stress and stuff, put a little comedy inside of there, spice it up. I don't really have a problem with people like that. If they like the MCU, that's their style. I'm not going to crap your style. I'm not going to say the MCU's crap and therefore I don't advocate anybody go see. I don't do those things, right? My thing is, don't tell me the DCEU is bland and it's just crap and it's nonsense. And you're putting it down for what? Because I like the DCU. I don't like the MCU. I don't particularly like it. I'm not particularly fond of it. Doesn't mean I hate it such that I will talk negatively about it only. No, of course not. But at the same time, and you don't really see me talking much about it, right? But I talk more about the DCEU for a reason. That's my kind of vibe. I like what the DCU is doing so far. Don't know what's going to happen with Aquaman and Shazam, but I kind of like what the DCU is doing so far up to Wonder Woman. And I enjoyed bits and pieces of Justice League. I enjoyed it for what it was. But now that I understand the lies and deceptions behind it, I don't particularly like it. In fact, I haven't seen it. I haven't gone back and looked at it again for a while. And I actually got a copy of it. And I'm not interested in that one right now. I'm looking at the Snyder Cut. That's the thing that really interests me. Again, if you guys are in the chat section, don't forget to put number it first. If you're the first person, if you're the second, third, fourth, make sure you number it first and then put #release the Snyder Cut or TC, and just follow the numbers to see what the next number would be, right? It's a very simple poll. We're trying to get some more people on here. Or maybe I'll just, you know what, I might just run a separate stream with the poll or something. I don't know. But for now, let's just do an initial poll right here. It doesn't matter. We're going to start running this poll over and over and over as we go through the different weeks. While the snail mail is moving in there, this is the last week, by the way, to get your snail mail in. And even if you are going to send your snail mail in late, I would advise you to get your snail mail in. My snail mail is going to reach 2 weeks from now, maybe even 2.5 weeks from now. So it's going to go in late, even though they had the recommended date being the 21st. Me and Damien Anton Vincent, it's going to go in late. This is just what it is. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you don't send it in. So it's very important you guys send these mails in. It doesn't matter how many people do it, just do it. Do something. Always do something. I'm doing different things right now to help myself, help my family, etc. It's always good to do something. Wonderful. DJ Lawson Found says #1 #Snyder Cut. Let's keep it going, folks. Let's keep it going. All right. How you doing, DJ Lawson Found? You cool, man? I hope everything's good, man. I hope everything's good with the family and everybody. We trying to struggle down here in terms of things going on. There's a lot of stuff going on up in here, but we're trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to make it happen. But it's a struggle, you know how it goes. Yeah, so each and every one of you guys, keep it going. Let's go with the poll. We're running where we are. Yeah, well, I got 6 more minutes. 6 more minutes running that poll. I want to show you guys some other things that are really pleasant on Twitter while we're there. Because, I'm stuck on the Snyder Cut movement. And I've been having conversations with different people and stuff. But I'm trying my best now not to be attacking people or, castigating people for, for certain things that happen. Right? I had to spread the Snyder Cut stuff. I'll probably do it tonight to different people. But different people talking about different issues, man. I really like it. I appreciate Twitter and what they're doing. Okay, let me show you guys what's up on Twitter, aside from what I was talking to you guys about. Let me see here. There's a lot of stuff going on Twitter. Let me see if I can get some of that out there. If you guys have other suggestions for how to proceed with the Snyder Cut movement, please, by all means, let's get them. There was a saying that Lex Luthor said in Batman v Superman. Damien Anton Vincent, nice shout out to you, man. Good afternoon, Damien Anton Vincent. #2 #Snyder Cut. That's 2 people. All right, let's keep it going, folks. Let's keep it going. Whether it's TC, we cool if it's TC. Snyder Cut, TC, doesn't matter. Okay, theatrical cut, Snyder Cut, I don't care. Just put the vote in. We're voting right now. And we got 5 more minutes. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut, the film glutton. There was an interesting tweet I saw on Twitter where it was talking about I don't know if you guys saw it, where Lex Luthor says there's a straight road to Superman, and that road is known as no, there's a straight path to Superman. It's a pretty little road called Lewis Lane. I thought it was really cool. It's brilliant because when you think about it, road, lane, and path are all similar, right? So he said there's a straight path to Superman, a direct path to Superman. I think he said it's a pretty little road named Lewis Lane. I love that, how he played on the words of her name to get to Superman. It's like 3-point. You know, he was saying it was circles, squares, and then he says, you know, rectangle, triangles, and then he turns it around and says circle. And he said, no, it's a straight path to Superman. And he uses the 3 points still. You know, I thought it was pretty dope. DJ Lawson Found says 1.5 hashtag air cut. Hey, yeah, we're gonna do the air cut after we do the Snyder Cut. So we have to push till we get the Snyder Cut. But in the meantime, yes, absolutely, I agree. DJ Lawson Found we need an air cut as well. Jabril Ramsey says Tommy Emmerich is a damn snake. He's buddies with Johns, and they get it. They just don't like Zach and his bold direction. Possibly. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about Tommy Emmerich, except his actions don't match his words. So he's saying one thing, and his actions are matching up to something else. So we're going to see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what's happening. But don't forget to vote, Jabril Ramsey. So, you know, we're voting right now. So put in your piece. As you can see, DJ Lawson Found, he voted for the Snyder Cut. Damian Anton Vincent voted for the Snyder Cut. DJ Lawson Found also voted for the air cut. So you got one for the air cut. But I want to vote for either the theatrical cut, which is TC. So you just put hashtag TC or hashtag Snyder Cut. Let's do it, folks. Let's keep this poll online on YouTube going. You know what I'll do? Every single we got 3 more minutes. Every single stream I do, we're going to do a roll call on the poll. And we're going to poll people who support Snyder Cut. And by the way, let's not, if somebody comes in here and they're argumentative and debating with you guys, let's not discourage them from staying here once they're not saying stupid things or, you know, attacking people. Let them argue their points or whatever. But we want them in the poll so that they can express their views and if they want the Snyder Cut or not. All right. Yeah, so I was saying that, yeah, I thought that statement by Lex Luthor was really brilliant in BVS. You know what I mean? There's a couple other things I wanted to show you guys. Oh, that's what's up. Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, yet another person has sent off their mail. Dave Dodgers. Dave Dodgers released it. One guy, he got all his co-workers to come together. They didn't know about the Snyder Cut online, and he got a whole set of them to post off the snail mail, which was really cool. One guy, he links this. Wow, this is incredible. One guy, he's linking, like I do, he's linking an actual event that's happening right now. Senator Susan Collins, she says, in more than 2-hour meeting in my office today, Judge Kavanaugh and I had a productive, informative discussion about a wide range of issues, including his judicial philosophy, his respect for precedent, and the importance of an independent judiciary. Read my statement here. In more than a 2-hour meeting in my office today, Judge Kavanaugh and I had a productive, okay. We also discussed Roe versus Wade, the role of the special counsel, executive power, the Second Amendment, the Affordable Care Act, and protections for those with pre-existing conditions, as well as the circumstances surrounding his nomination. I specifically asked George Kavanaugh if he has any commitments or pledges to the Federalist Society or the White House about how he would decide any legal issues. He unequivocally assured me that he had not made any such commitments, and he expressed his deep respect for the independence of the judiciary. I was also pleased to learn that George Cabinet believes, as I do, that Article 3 of the Constitution was intended to include the concept of precedent, and that he sees precedent as much more than simply a matter of practice and tradition. In addition, he expressed the agreement with Chief Justice Roberts' affirmation hearing statement that Roe is settled precedent and entitled to respect under principles of stare decisis. For those who don't know, Roe versus Wade had to do with abortion. I look forward to Judge Kavanaugh's public hearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee on September 4th. As been my practice, I will continue to review Judge Kavanaugh's record and will closely follow the hearings before reaching a decision on whether to support the nomination. Judge Kavanaugh is the 7th Supreme Court nominee that Senator Collins has considered during her service in the Senate. Now, that's very important because that's something very relevant to us. And people are really worried about Kavanaugh's nomination because Kavanaugh has certain views which scare people in terms of the progress that has been done forward. So we'll see how that goes. M said, can you even support this activist judge being supported by special interests such as the NRA while not reviewing all his records? What are they hiding? Release the Snyder Cut. Hashtag GOP corruption. I thought that was really cool because he meshed the Snyder Cut into a political issue. And for those who don't know, what are they hiding is the point. So Warner Brothers is saying that, you know, they're not saying that there isn't the Snyder Cut, but the so-called anonymous sources were saying that there's no Snyder Cut, right? Supposedly of Warner Brothers, right? Supposedly an exec said that too. So it's very interesting. He puts, what are they hiding? Hashtag release the Snyder Cut, hashtag GOP corruption. Now it's political, but I like how he puts it in context. So he's saying, just like how Warner Brothers is hiding something concerning the Snyder Cut, he feels that the GOP is hiding something concerning this guy, Kavanaugh, so that he can get elected and then do what he needs to do. So I thought that was interesting. And again, you don't see that. Zack Snyder's movies, like I said, are now, to be honest with you, I'm not a Democrat nor a liberal. If I was to vote come November, I would vote for the liberal parties, all blue. I would vote blue just to sort of balance off the balance of power that's going on, just to make sure that things are kept in check. You know, I don't know how the United States of America will do the voting, but it's gonna be something if people can rise up and realize that their votes count and that they should do this to counteract what's happening. Because that will definitely tip the scales in a certain direction that could work. You know what I mean by that? I mean that right now everything's out of whack, and people can do whatever they want. And when you can make people accountable by voting in an election, so that you get them accountable, whether you agree with the blue party and everything it's doing or not, right now you need something to oppose that movement so that it doesn't go out of control. So if the people elect, for instance, all blue or a majority in the Congress, and then the Senate benefits from that, that keeps the balance of power in check. You understand what I'm saying? Whether Trump gets impeached or not, you got to get him in check. This guy's out of control, and his regime. They're passing laws and stuff that's just detrimental to people for 20, 30, 40 years. I'm not trying to be an alarmist. This is just really what's happening for real. You know, and it happened also in the Obama administration to some degree with certain things, which were very, very subtly done, but not to the extent and this level and this boldness that this administration has done. And it happened that successive administrations have done various things. I know Obama didn't really, I can't assume what he would do, but I do assume he was trying to better the society and community by using the respective channels and tradition and stuff. And so he tried to find the best people he could possibly get. And so I respect him for that. He's a guy that carried himself very well. And so George Bush, you know, for all of the atrocities and stuff that he has done, very, very bad things he has done with Dick Cheney. I got to admit, as a president, George Bush looked like a saint compared to this regime. This regime is, my God, it's trying to topple democracy. And that's just crazy. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And these people lie on the drop of a dime. Like, they don't even try to apologize for it. Like, they straight up lie to you. So you can't trust them, you know, just like you can't trust Warner Brothers right now. It's just what it is. I can't trust Warner Brothers, you know. But I thought that was an interesting statement. Let me get back to the screen here. So don't forget, guys, to just vote on the vote on the Snyder Cut or the TC right here. Just put hashtag follow who's the next person voting and go with that. Let me show you some more stuff here on Twitter. You guys can go up on Twitter and watch it too if you want to. So, and some of you guys have Twitter accounts. I also have Facebook, but I want you guys to run some more polls. That's what you guys need to do. Anyway, Abraham Mungal says, I feel about the film literally breaks my heart. Also, you go from Man of Steel to BVS, it flows well with the tone, character development, etc. BVS to Justice League, dear God. Yeah. Now, this is very important right here. I love that they are still talking about the snail mail here. That's awesome. And here's some people who actually are delivering their snail mail. I find it so cool that they're all, about to send their stuff. Amy Adams' birthday was yesterday, I believe. Or was it today? I can't remember. The Seven Samurai, the Snyder Cut was based off the Seven Samurai. Here's some people supporting the Snyder Cut and the Air Cut. It's kind of dope. Let me try and come out of this for a minute. There you go. So these are just different scenes. Beautiful scenes, by the way. Again, the DCU has much more elaborate, to me, cinematography. So this is just fantastic. This looks like a real setting, real settings, and probably are real settings with some CG in the background there. This is all CG, amazingly. Beautiful shot from an interesting angle. I don't know where this is from. This is probably from Shazam or one of them. Aquaman, this feels out of place in my opinion. It doesn't feel organic at all, not one iota. This feels very organic. This is from Suicide Squad. This feels organic as well, like a real place. This feels surprisingly organic for a strange world, which I found very interesting. Again, beautiful, organic worlds. Beautiful. This felt like out of a comic book to some degree. It's really cool. I love the sceneries in these DCU movies. They feel so real. I'm not too sure where this is from. Anybody knows where this is from? I haven't seen this before. This looks interesting. Looks organic-ish. Not really, but kind of. Pentagon, Washington, D.C. This was with Suicide Squad. BVS. Suicide Squad. I don't know where this comes from. Is this from... okay. This probably... I don't know. Is this from Shazam? Where's this from? Anybody know? This is from Aquaman. It's beautiful, beautiful. What is this? I don't know where this comes from. This Shazam again? This actually looks like something from a Marvel film, to be honest with you. This again looks beautiful. This looks like a set, but it's nice. This looks like a real setting there. This is from BVS, Man of Steel, Justice League actual setting, Justice League set. That's nice. That's tight. This is kind of stuff that, again, they say, oh, the DC fans, they do this, they do that, whatever. But at the end of the day, I prefer something that looks real and grounded. It's something that looks fake. And by the way, I think the MCU, oh, here we have it. Again, somebody who put out their letter. That's awesome. Typed it out. I think he probably put his signature at the end. Okay, cool. I actually printed out mine. I didn't type it out because I felt like, what on earth just happened there? Wow, that's crazy. What just happened? Yeah, so, this is what we are dealing with. Close this down. All right, let me see what you guys are saying over here. Okay. You guys are saying in the comment section a couple other things. Damien Antovista says they're protecting Jeff Johns. Damien Antovista says Shazam. DJ Lost and Found says, take care, fellas. I'm out. All right, man. Peace. Let me end this. It's 4:35. It's past the time where we should have had the discussion. So it was nice talking to you guys. I got to get out of here myself. Hope you guys have a good one. Take care of yourselves too, fellas. I'm gone. But We're going to try and keep this poll going on also YouTube. All right. Peace, guys. I'm out. Blessings.